Imagine a place where fire is coming continuously. Imagine a place where earth is shaking after every week. Imagine a place where tremors are so usual. Yes, we are talking about ring of fire. Is it a circle, ma'am? Is it a ring, ma'am, from where fire is coming out? So this is a word given in the class 9th new NCERT, my dear student, and it is a place actually that exists in the world. Under the ocean, think about it. Under the ocean, there is a ring from where volcano. By fire, I mean volcano eruption, where happens actually continuously, where tremors happen continuously. Earthquake takes place after every 4 or 5 days, and that's very usual is this place. That is ring of fire. This is from class 9th chapter, Shaping of the Earth Crust, where we talk about how the earth is being shaped. Welcome on the platform, Diksha Vinandu, and I am your SST faculty. Beta, for once all the chapters are done on the platform, you can go and check. In that one chapter is Shaping of the Earth Crust, in which there is a word written as an example, that is ring of fire. You know that at this ring of fire, 90% of the world's earthquake happens here. In a single place, there might be a reason. Yes, the reasons are listed here, that is plate tectonic, volcanoes, earthquake and Pacific Rim, which we will clear through this video. So I got a comment in my video, ma'am, what is this ring of fire actually? And then I got to know that beta students are not very much aware about what this ring of fire is, right? So have you ever noticed? Recently, I was going through a news where Japan was hit by an earthquake. You know that Japan is hit by earthquake after every week. Indonesia has more active volcanoes than almost anywhere on the earth. Indonesia, active volcanoes, right? California waits nervously for the big one. Chile and Andes rumble again and again. These are the mountains. Again and again, some landslides, earthquake happen at this place. Why? The question is why? What does all these places have in common? They sit around the edge of one ocean. Indonesia, think about it in the map. Indonesia, Japan, then we are talking about North America. They are not at the same place. All these locations are at different place, but they have one thing in common, and that is what? Pacific Ocean. That is what? Pacific Ocean, beta. 90% of the world earthquake happens in this Pacific Ocean. And how this is the question, right? Meet the ring of fire. This is how it look actually. This is not a ring basically from where fire is coming out, that's in the circus available. No, it's not like that. So what happened na beta? See, this is North America, this is South America, right? Then this is basically your Asia, and if we talk about this part, pay attention to this. This is Australia. So if you see the 3D map, in the back it goes what? Pacific Ocean. It goes what, beta? Pacific Ocean. And this is how the ring is created, which is actually affecting Australia, Indonesia, Japan, as well as the part of North America and South America. Right? See, figure out that this is the Eastern Asia. This is the Eastern Asia, and this is North America and South America. Both of these are joined by an ocean, that is Pacific Ocean, in which a ring is created, a belt is created, that is ring of fire. Why it is known as ring of fire? That we have to figure out by this video. First, let me take you to a quick recall from where we started the chapter. And we started the chapter from the theory of plate tectonic given by W.J. Morgan, because the answer to this problem is W.J. Morgan. Right? W.J. Morgan explained us the plate tectonic theory, which is actually, and what we can say, explanation further to the continental drift theory. Right? What actually according this theory is, beta, the earth outer shell is not one piece. Like you guys are pretty aware about the earth crust, right? That it is inner core first at the center, then the outer core, then mantle, and then the crust. When we talk about this crust is a hard surface on which we live, right? We live on. So we consider that might be inside of the earth is also the same. No, bhai. When we go inside the earth, we will see a different composition. And let me tell you that if you are believing that if you are believing that this entire earth is a single landmass, then you are wrong, because it is broken into pieces, and those pieces are known as what, beta? Plates, or we call it as tectonic plates. It is broken into pieces, right? There are two types of pieces. Remember that one is continental, that means totally a land surface, plus the oceanic one, on which the oceans exist, right? On which the oceans exist. So plate tectonic, according to this theory, there are two type of plates. One is continental and the other one is oceanic, right? Below this crust lies the mantle. Now in this mantle, the northern layer of the mantle is astrosphere, which is semi-molten liquid, right? Semi-molten in state, and you know that this plate is floating over this semi-molten state. Now this broken plates of plate tectonic, broken what we can say plates, right? When floating over mantle, what do you think? Will they collide with each other at a time? Yes, it may happen. They move from each other at a time? Yes. They may rub each other at a time? Yes. How can we prove that? Let me tell you, beta. Before knowing about the plates, the name of the plates, let me tell you that from where does this story starts, right? So its story starts from the continental drift theory, which tells us that, beta, that if we look back at the origin of the earth some million years back, there was only a single landmass, that was Pangea. Only a single landmass, that was what? Pangea. Around that Pangea was water all over, water, oceans all over. This was known as Panthalassa. This was known as what, bacha? Panthalassa. Now what happened? Right? Because of the continuous rotation as well as revolution of the earth, it led to drifting in the earth crust. It led to the drifting in the earth crust. Like, let me tell you, beta, what happened. See, drifting is a process. Pay attention. Drifting is the process when a single landmass is broken into two pieces. When a single landmass is broken into what? Two pieces. This is what is known as drifting. Right? If we look at this, the Pangea is further broken into two pieces. The northern one is known as Laurasia and the southern one is known as Gondwana. The northern one is known as what? Laurasia, and the southern one is known as Gondwana. Okay? The sea that is between them is referred as Tethys Sea. And how does this drifting happen? Beta, the drifting, the reasons for this drifting are the forces applied on the earth. Which type of forces? See, this water around the earth crust is continuously, whenever what happened, when you hammer something again and again, it break into two pieces. Exactly what is happening. The tidal force that is applied by the water drift apart two land masses. You feel that, is it that strong? Yes, that is strong, because it is continuously applied because of two factors, that is rotation of earth as well as revolution of earth. Do you know that there are more forces like gravitational pull by sun and moon and many more? So all these forces led to drifting. Now the single landmass, the supercontinent Pangea, broke down into two parts, Laurasia as well as Gondwana. Then it further broke down into different pieces, different pieces. And further into what we see today. What we see today, beta? North America, South America, Eurasia, Europe plus Asia. Then we see here Africa, right? In Asia there is in Asia also there is part of Indian subcontinent, and then Europe. So how does this emerge? Because of the continental drift theory, which is further explained to us by J.P. Morgan as what? Plate tectonic theory. J.P. Morgan concluded that yes, these plates are moving over the molten magma, resulting into different landscapes, and sometimes resulting into a place critically, what we can say, critically endangered by earthquakes and active volcano because of these movements of the plates. Let me tell you that. Before that, beta, in the world there are major plates as well as minor plates. What are those major plates? One of them is Pacific plate, which is actual reason for this ring of fire. Then we have Eurasian plate, Eurasia. We have Indo-Australian plate. So initially India was the part of the Gondwana land, Austrian, in the Austrian region. It moved northern and then collided with the Eurasian plate, resulting into the formation of Himalayas. I told you that. Then we have African, North American, South American and Antarctica plate, resulting into what? Beta, ring of fire. What makes those plates move? The reason for the movement of the plate is actually the mantle. The mantle, as I told you. Okay? Pay attention back. Beta, in the center of the earth lies the core. At the center of the earth lies the core, above which the thickest layer is mantle. But this mantle is in not solid format. We are aware about that. However, the crust is. Now what happened, beta? Because this is in semi-molten state, heat and pressure is continuously coming out of core. Heat and pressure is continuously coming out of core. It lead to the conventional movement in the mantle because it is in semi-liquid state. So a circular movement start in the semi-molten magma, which is referred as conventional currents. When this will move, what will happen? The crust over it, which is not a single landform, rather divided into plates, what will happen? Because of that conventional movement, somewhere there will be movement in the plates as well. Okay? The conventional current, the mantle below the plate is extremely hot. That hot material rises, cools and sink again and again. So what is happening? Whenever we fill a bucket of water with warm water, after the cold water in it, what will happen? The warm water rises up. So yes, because of the extreme temperature given by core, what happened? That rises up, cool down, sinking, rises up, cool down, sinking, moves as conventional current. This slow circular current drags the plate along with them. And hence plates are moving. A force is applied on the plates which leads to drifting, sometimes drifting. Okay, get it or not? So how, ma'am, how it affects the ring of fire? How it actually the single place which is active? The reasons are here. So where plates meet, there are three types of boundaries found. Either the plates will be what, beta? Convergent plate. That means they are moving towards each other. They are moving towards each other. One plate moving toward each other. This is known as convergent plate boundaries. Right? Or it can be divergent, like two plates are moving away from each other. Or it can be transformed, that they are sliding on each other. So when we talk about convergent, beta, what happened? When two plates are coming towards each other, beta, what happens? So a mixing will happen, leading to the formation of mountains. See, two plates are coming to each other, colliding, and a mountain-like structure will form. As it is creating a sudden shaking in the earth crust, what will happen? From the mantle, a lot of time magma comes out in the form of lava and create volcanoes, earthquakes, etc. We have divergent boundary. When two plates move away from each other, creates valley type of structure beneath the earth. And the last but not the least, that is transform. No structure is formed, nothing is destroyed, but yes, it can also lead to earthquakes because this is tremor on the earth crust. Right? Getting my point? And the subduction often leads to volcano. Now, what is this subduction, bhai? What is this subduction? So, beta, subduction means, see, on the earth, there are two types of plate. Continental plate, oceanic plate. We discussed this in the starting itself. So, there are two types of plate. Either it is what? Beta, that is oceanic, or it is continental. So, beta, there are lot of times when oceanic plate collides with the continental one. The oceanic plate collides with the or converge with the continental one. Do you feel that when an ocean will be collided with an earth surface or the land surface, it will be able to form the mountains? Not at all possible. In that case, the continental plate, right, the continental plate rises up because this oceanic plate sink and melts. It's go sink under the continental plate. For an example, see beta, this is what? This is oceanic plate. And this is what beta? This is continental plate. This oceanic plate is converging with the continental plate, coming together to each other, colliding with each other. What will happen? Right? What will happen? This water will go below the continental one. Ma'am, do you have any example of that? Yes. In India, beta, in India, see the Western Ghats, right? Western Ghats. When you will study, you will understand that when you will see the actual picture of India, the 3D picture of India, you will find that the Western India is quite uplifted in comparison to the eastern part. Why? Because the Tethys Sea somewhere submerged below it. And that is an example. But here we are talking about what? Around the Pacific belt. What happens around the Pacific belt? The heavy oceanic plate sink beneath the lighter continental plate. So there, this collision is going on, that the oceanic plate is continuously converging with the continental plate, and because of this, the lighter continental belt is above, the heavier or the denser oceanic plate submerge, and that subduction is what? Creating or causing active volcanoes as well as the earthquake. This repeats all in all, and hence this is a cycle which never ends. That is the reason we call it what? Ring of fire. So this is not the same ring of fire that you see in the circus. Rather, it is literally dangerous for the human life, dangerous for the aquatic life, and so and on. Okay, why 90% of the earthquake happens only here? But again, the same reason, the Pacific Ocean is ringed by many plate boundaries. The huge Pacific plate meets several other plates. All these edges collide, subduct, and slide each other, which results into the formation of earthquake or the volcanoes as we just studied. And hence this place is ring of fire. Getting my point? There are certain famous and popular sports which are affected largely by this ring of fire is Japan. Yes, we know that frequent shake and the active volcano Mount Fuji is the result of that. Then we know Indonesia, most volcanically active country in the world. Like if I talk personally about India, we only have one active volcano, and I don't even know since when it was the last time when it got active. Please comment right now which is the only active volcano in Indian subcontinent or in India. Right? Only in India. Then we have California in USA, the San Andreas Fault. This is one of the example that was given in the book. In the example of convergent plate boundary, a transform boundary that mainly causes earthquake. Sorry, not convergent, but the transform boundary. Okay? Then we have the Andes, ocean plate subduct under South America, tall mountains plus volcanoes, and hence it is also an active place for volcanoes and earthquake. So why this matters to us? Because of the danger. Earthquake and volcano create again and again to the populated area. It destroy home, it destroy road life in seconds. Yes, India too faced such type of earthquake, and it was in the last 2000, what we can say, one happened in Gujarat. So yes, obviously it affects the human life. The power of prediction and policy technology has worked a lot to predict it. However, it goes on and on because this is a natural disaster which no one can stop. I just wanted to make you sure that if any of the word in the SST book comes, I would be the first person who bring a video to you so that you know everything. So if anyone asks you about the ring of fire, I hope that you will be telling them the continental drift theory, the plate tectonics, and what is the actual reason creating frequent volcanoes and earthquakes, and it is affecting which locations like USA, Indonesia, Japan, and why. Okay, I hope the video is quite clear and the topic is clear in your mind too. Quick recall about the plate movements, the boundaries. The Pacific is ringed by them, and this is how it becomes ring of fire with 90% of the active volcanoes of the world. Okay, and if you want to learn such topics with me in the same manner as this class 9 new book contains a lot of fact as well as lot of information, you just need to tell me the topic in the comment section and I will be making video on it. Short video to make the topic crystal clear in your mind. So again, this is your SST teacher Tanvi Ma'am. Meet you soon in the next video.